everyone, my name's Christy. Welcome to my corner. Thanks for joining me today for, I think it's Flosstube 99. Flosstube 99, that's super exciting. Thank you so much for joining me today in my corner. And I think it'll be a good episode. I have some really cool stuff to show you. I have some stitching works in progress. I have a crochet work in progress. I went to my Habitat for Humanity restore. So those of you who are not in the United States, Habitat for Humanity is a nonprofit that builds houses for people who can't afford to have houses. Many times they are unhoused people. Many times they are, well, they're always low income people. And they build like these beautiful houses that they can actually afford, right? See, like one of the problems with these renovation shows is that they renovate these houses and then no one can like afford the taxes, right? But they're building houses that like people can afford and can live in and can heat and that kind of thing on their income. And they're a really great organization. I don't know. I think that they're a great organization. Anyway, I went to there later. I'll talk about that. And I got some cool stuff I want to show you. I also have some textiles that my mom gave me that I want to show you that I'm super excited about. And I think that's it. But before we get to that, I want to welcome my new subscribers. Thank you so much for joining me on my crafty and artistic adventures. And welcome back to everyone who's been with me for however long you've been with me. It's been great to get to know you in the comments here on YouTube and also on Instagram. And if you're not following me on Instagram, you can find me in two places. My main one is Dr_Christy. I'll put them both here. And that's where I post daily stitching and I repost everyone's, you know, whenever someone stitches my pattern, I try to, and tags me, I try to repost it in my stories. I post outfits of the day, pictures of my dog, stuff like that. So that's in Dr_Christy. The other one is the spoolery, and that is not really much is getting posted there these days. I'm hoping to pick that up at some point, but at the moment it's not happening. So those are the two places you can find me. This is a channel about embroidery and cross stitch, other textile crafts, and history, and the history of all of those things. So if any of that is interesting to you and you're not subscribed, I'd love to have you subscribe and stick around. So just a couple things. Thank you all so much. Oh, my hair's a mess. You're getting me all, you're getting me all like Sunday morning. I'd planned on filming this last night, well, yesterday after dinner, and then editing it this morning and getting it up quickly. But I put together a piece of furniture and it had approximately 100,582 screws I had to screw in by hand. And then I put a piece on backwards that added like so anyway, it took like 3.5 hours to put this thing together, and I thought it was only going to take an hour and a half. So you're getting me Sunday morning. Sorry. Anyway, I want to thank everybody for your reactions and kind words to my newest pattern release, the Medieval Marginalia #1 pattern, the Nuns Harvesting Phalluses. If you haven't seen that, I'll put a link to the video up there. You can check out my release video. It is on my Etsy shop. And people have already started stitching it. I'm so excited. I did buy some fabric. I ordered some fabric that I think will work because I have other Medieval Marginalia that I want to do. Like basically these are my favorite little images that are on the sides of manuscripts. And so I'm sharing my favorite ones with you, and hopefully you'll stitch them with me. But I do want them all to kind of go together. So I'm stitching them all on, I want to stitch them all on the same fabric. So I bought some 36 count Cedar River linen fabric. And so it'll take some time to get to me. But that's what I want to stitch my next version on, 36 count. I haven't stitched on 36 count, so I hope that I can handle it. But I do love an 18 count. So maybe I got 32 count. I think I got 36. I do love an 18 count Aida. Like I like that size. That's kind of my sweet spot when it comes to the size of like stitches I like. So I'm hoping I'll really like it. Anyway, so I'm waiting on that to start the stitch along. But if you are going to stitch my Nuns and Phalluses chart, please use the hashtag low hanging fruit sal. That's the stitch along. So I hope that you will join us in that. And fun fact, I monetize my videos. They take a lot of time. They are, I put a lot of effort into them. They do take a lot of time, although it doesn't look like I put a lot of effort into them, but I do put a lot of effort into them. And so I don't get paid much, but I do get paid a little bit. So I uploaded this video and it wouldn't monetize. I uploaded my Nuns and Phalluses video and it wouldn't monetize because of nudity. So I had them review it, like had an actual person review it, and now it can be monetized. But I just thought it was hilarious that they wouldn't monetize the video. I also want to thank my patrons. I have started a Patreon. It is a mostly history Patreon. So if you're interested in history and the history that I do, which is majority medieval Europe, but other stuff as well, there's a link down to that below. I really appreciate you all supporting me. There also is a level where you'll get a pattern a month, and a level where you get a happy mail a month. So those are all available, and you can find them down below. Final piece of housekeeping. I'm still waiting on a couple people to give me their addresses for the Flossmas giveaways. You can find the winners in my Flosstube extravaganza video, which I think was 2 weeks ago. So if you won and did not submit your information, go to that video and submit. There's a form in that video, a Google form in the description in that video. Please fill out your information. Okay, let's get to stitching. I do have some whips, so I have been working on my Heaven and Earth design from, I've been working on my Lady and the Unicorn, charted by Heaven and Earth Design. This is what it's going to look like. And I have been working on this part here, and here's what it looked like last time you saw it. So you can hopefully see a difference. I didn't put a ton of stitches in, but I did put some stitches in. But I'm working on the lady. So this here is a little monkey, and then this is the lady's dress. So I'm working on the lady's dress. And so I'm trying to put about 100-ish stitches, 150, 125 stitches a day in this. And, you know, just make some progress. Just try and make some progress. And what I've been doing, which has been really helpful, is when I finish stitching for the day, I do it in Pattern Keeper, I will choose the color that I'm going to stitch the next day. So I will ooh, the heat turned off. I'll click on a color in Pattern Keeper and then close out of Pattern Keeper, and that color will show up the next day, and then I don't even have to think about it. I can just go and start. I've already made that decision. So that's been really helpful. The next thing I've been working on is in my books bag with my, this was supposed to be a scissors file, but I like it as a zipper pull. My zipper pull from Denise at Black Ribbon Stitch Studio. I love it so much. It makes me so happy. This is my Temperature Birds pattern. You can see what that is right here. And here is where I am. I have 7 birds. So I work on this with my mom on Sundays, and I'm going to put in this past week's birds and maybe even the fireworks that go there. That would be fun. Oh, and this is being stitched on a 32 count Lugana by Be Stitch Me in April Showers. And I had it in my stash and I love it. It's perfect for this pattern. The Heaven and Earth Design Lady and the Unicorn is stitched on 20 count ivory Aida 2/2, 2/1. This is 2/2. And I've been loving seeing all your birds. Thank you all so much for tagging me in your birds. If you are stitching one of my temperature patterns, and you can find them in my Etsy shop down below, please, please, please tag me on Instagram. I seriously love seeing your stitching. I love it. Dr._Christy, tag me, please. My next whip is an embroidery whip, and I keep it in this bag, which I can't figure out where the top is. I keep it in this bag that I made. I made the books bag too. And it is Hildegard of Bingen's Cosmic Egg, and I'm doing a mixed media embroidery, but this is what it's going to look like. This is the second time I've done this. I did one previously and I sold it, gifted it to a friend of mine. So I'm doing one for myself. And this is a restart. This was my birthday restart. I had started it, I don't even remember when, earlier. And it wasn't on the fabric that I wanted. I just really wanted to start it when I started it. So now it's on the fabric that I want. It's the restart. It's framed. I'm happy. So this is where I am. I have the little middle done. Last time you saw this, I only had this sort of dark blue outline. So I did the other parts too. So my hope is by the end of the week to get this whole inside finished. And that, in case you're wondering, is the earth. So this is a picture of the universe. And if you don't know who Hildegard of Bingen is and want to know more about this piece, I made a video about it. I'll post it up here, so you can check that out. But slowly but surely. And this is stitched on just a linen, like not a stitching, not an embroidery linen, clothing linen yardage that I got from fabricstore.com. It is a bleached white. It's not optic white. It's just sort of like they strip the color out, but don't like make it optic white. And then it's 2 layers. It's backed in a beigey natural Essex linen that I got from Fat Quarter Shop. And I like the combination because it tones this down. This is, supposed to be on a parchment. And so having the 2 layers strengthens it and also kind of tones down the whiteness of this. And I drew it in with a micron pen. That's my only embroidery whip at the moment. And I have had some people ask me if I'm going to release that as a pattern, and the answer is no. This is a mixed media art piece, and I've kind of decided that I'm not gonna monetize my embroidery. My embroidery to me is my calm for me. Does that make sense? Like my hobby. That's my hobby that calms me down, that I don't have to like worry about stitching it or doing it for anyone else. So I don't plan on monetizing making embroidery patterns. It's just not worth it to me for my mental health. So anyway. Oh, however, I do have, I am wearing my Stiot shirt and it says cross stitch reduces stress. I love it. I love it, love it, love it. All right, my last whip is a crochet whip, and I'm crocheting tiny little granny squares. So I did this one at Granny Craft Club yesterday. I get together with my friend at a local beer garden pizza joint. So we stitched together, and I decided I would do a granny square. So I did this one. And then I have a green one, a blue one, and 2 orange ones. I'm going to do another green one and another blue one. And I might actually do another red one too. But these are going to be a headband. And I'm crocheting them in crewel wool, Appleton crewel wool that I had from an embroidery kit that my husband gave me from the Royal School of Needlework 2 years ago, I think. So I finished the piece, and I had these left over, and they seemed perfect. They seemed the perfect, well, it was thinner than I expected, thinner than I thought, and they're harder to do than I thought. But I want a headband. I'm making them in a headband, so I don't want it too thick. And then I also need like to tie them together with another row. So I'm pretty pleased with that. I'm doing them on a 2.25 millimeter, either 2.5 or 2.25 millimeter crochet hook. Yeah, those are my whips. The other thing, I have a book of days, but I'm going to be honest, I don't love my book of days. It doesn't seem, it's nice enough. It doesn't seem super high quality to me. And I struggle because it has such a soft cover that it's hard for me to, like, there's nothing for me to write on when I'm recording what I'm doing from where I actually stitch, which is where I keep it. So I think at some point in the near future, I'm going to make a hard cover for it. It'll just slip in. But I don't think I'm going to get it again. It just, I don't know. For the cost, I'm glad I got it from a local needlework shop, but I don't think I'm going to get it again. There are other, to me, better planners that fit what I do more. So anyway, you'll be seeing hopefully a cover soon that I have made. That's the plan. That's the plan. Let's talk things I purchased, and then I'll show you the textiles that my mom gave me. As I mentioned, I went to the Habitat for Humanity Restore, which I thought was, well, I went for a door. So I'm reorganizing my craft space, as you know, and I have an electric standing, sitting desk base, but I needed a top. But tabletops are super expensive, and I really just don't want to spend that much money on this craft room. Like, I'd rather spend that money on crafts, you know? Rachel of Rachel Ray's Crafts, her work table that she like does diamond painting and stuff on, and I'm assuming other things, is a door. And I thought, well, shoot, we have a Habitat for Humanity Restore. I'm sure they have a door. Let's go get a door. So I went there and they had a bunch of doors. Oh my God, one of them, friends, one of them was like this amazingly gorgeous barn door. It was 10 feet tall, 3 or 3.5 feet wide. It had a ring, a metal ring, like the door handle was a metal ring this big on each side. If I could have just bought that, I would have bought that. It was $200. It was $195. And I drive a tiny little hatchback. So I did not get it. I did get a different door though that is 80 inches by 24 inches, which is about the size that I wanted. I'm pretty sure it's solid wood as opposed to hollow core, and it was $15, 15. So I got exactly what I wanted for a tenth of the price of what I lusted after, and wouldn't have fit in the car. I mean, this one barely fit in my car. I had to wedge it, like I had to push it up between the front 2 seats and like tilt it. Luckily, I didn't have very far to go. But it fit in. Anyway, so I thought they only had building supplies, like used building supplies. They didn't. They had furniture and home goods and dishes and well, I guess like lights and stuff are building supplies. But then they had like little racks of fabric. So I bought some of it. I got this like lace. I haven't opened it up yet, but it's just this old-timey like lace that you make sort of tablecloth kind of thing. It's a lace tablecloth. It looks like it has been cut and used for things, but it was $1. So I picked it up. They had these velour. I think they're velour, not velvet, but they're gold and shiny and lovely. Well, they may be polyester velvet, but they're polyester and they're shiny and they're fuzzy, and they're pillowcases, pre-made pillowcases. So I thought this would be a really good thing. I could like applique a stitched piece onto them, and it came with 2, and this was $4. I have kind of a save the stitches situation, 2 save the stitches situations. These are clearly handmade, possibly hand stitched. These are hand-stitched mats. Well, they're called mats, but I think that this was supposed to be a quilt of some kind. Although maybe not, because they're round as opposed to square, but I don't know. They were $2 for 6 of them. And I thought that I would give them a second life in some way. These would make great pillows. Round pillows. These would make great round pillows. Anyway, so I got those. I got this for 50 cents. This is just like a lace placemat. But I thought it was pretty for 50 cents. My favorite thing was $5 is another Save the Stitches. It is a needlework, what looks like was going to be a purse, and it's matching. But look at, I mean, the needle, the work on this is like beautiful. It's so pretty. And I'll show you the inside. It feels like wool on a, I'm assuming a cotton canvas. It's very stiff. So my plan for these, I'm not going to make a purse out of it. My plan for these is that I'm going to put some light fusible interfacing on the back, cut them out very meticulously, and then I'm going to applique them on the shoulders of my coat. I have this maroon coat, and so basically it's gonna sit like that on the shoulders, like an epaulette. And I figure if I don't like it, I'm not fusing it onto the coat, I'm just stitching it onto the coat so I can unstitch it. But won't that be really pretty? I'm really thrilled about this. I think it'll be so pretty. So that's my plan with this, and I think it'll be pretty quick. So I hope to get that done pretty soon too. And when I do, I will show you and take a picture. But I just thought that was just really beautiful. So those are my purchases, and a door, a white door from Habitat for Humanity Restore. I did purchase something from eBay. In fact, I got 2 books. This one's the only one that came in, but I got an 1893 Florence Home Needlework journal that has it's about crocheting, a crocheted lampshade. It's in really good shape. It gives you, it teaches you how to crochet, a lampshade, gives you patterns. So anyway, this is from 1893. Woo! It talks about bobbin lacing. That's fun. I'm just now getting into bobbin lacing. Anyway, so I got this. I have a 19th century cross stitch pattern thing in that I should be getting soon. It's on its way. Wednesday it should get here. And then I also forgot to show you this. My birthday was in late December, and I have 2 other friends who also have a birthday in late December, and we all had sort of a combined birthday party for our friends and us. And we gave each other small gifts, and one of my friends owns our local bookstore, and she gave me Crafting with Feminism, 25 girl-powered projects to smash the patriarchy. So I haven't looked through it yet. We can glue it. Very punny. Like, that's cute. Superheroine wrist cuffs, right? They have some vulva hoops. Embroidery. Home Sassy Home. How to make a crown. Looks like they have one made out of lace. How to make a lace crown. That's pretty. Anyway, so I thought this was fun, and I don't know that I will make many things out of them. I don't know that I will make many of them. They're a little more crafty than I normally go. Oh, but that's cool. A cassette business card holder. That's very 1980s. Anyway, my friend gave this to me, and I will look through it and see what all I feel like doing. Okay, now let's talk about what I got for my mom. My grandparents moved into a nursing home and an assisted living facility. And my mom got a lot of textiles and offered me some, and I took some. And the ones that I took ended up becoming my handkerchiefs later on. Now, I didn't know that I was going to start using handkerchief when she offered me this stuff. And I also didn't know that I'd get so into textiles. I mean, this would have been pre-pandemic that I took these. Probably winter of 2019, like Christmas time of 2019 is when I got these. And so she still had them. And now that I love textiles so much, more than I thought I was going to, I took them. I took the remaining ones that she didn't want. So they were a bunch of linen placemats and napkins that match this. There are some other linen placemats and napkins that are more gold colored. And so all these are my mom's that she didn't want anymore. But I can always use linen, and I'm trying to use more linen, more cloth napkins and stuff anyway, so that works out. But then she also had some stuff that were my grandparents. And so we have some table runner with some really pretty laced ends. several of those. I have a bunch of these linen napkins that have a, looks like a crocheted edge and a little cute floral motif, blue and white floral motif. And these I think are going to go into rotation. I want to throw them in the laundry and they'll go into handkerchief rotation. And I have quite a few of them. I have the matching tablecloth, and this I want to use as part of my display if I go to craft fairs. My grandmother taught at Penn State University in Pennsylvania, and the color there are blue and white, and our colors are blue and like dark blue and light blue and yellow and white. So this will work with that as well. Another one of those sort of lace tablecloths. This, it's discolored, so I probably want to soak it. But again, I'm thinking displays for the spoolery. And same with this. So this is like a crocheted. Oh, it has grapes on it. So my grandparents owned a winery for a while when I was growing up. And so this has grapes on it, it looks like. But again, I thought that would be good for displays. But I'm going to take them back in my house, give them a good washing, and I do have a chest that I keep my textiles in. And in fact, I'm getting a new one from my stepdad's mom, Aura, who if you watch my mom's vlogs, you'll know all about Aura, and you'll have seen Aura, I'm sure. Anyway, because she just moved in with my parents. And apparently I get her cedar chest that my grandfather built. So that's cool. So I will bring that back, and then these will all live in there, and that'll be really nice. And I think it's full of stuff, and I get whatever's in it too. Okay. I'll go through it, and anything that doesn't seem to fit what I'm doing, then, you know, we can give it away. That's what they were going to do anyway. So that's it from me, my friends. Thank you so much for joining me today. Next is my 100th floss tube. Who would have thought 2.5 years ago that I would be at almost 1,500 subscribers? Almost 1,500 subscribers. What? Thank you all for hanging out with me. And also 100 floss tubes. So I've been putting off doing a whip parade because there's just been so many, and there's just so many. So I thought I would put it off for a couple weeks. I also, my classes started, so, you know, I had to work on those. This is sort of a very busy time of the year. But I think next weekend is going to be my 100th floss tube episode and also my whip parade. And I think that'll be super fun. So if you want to see all my whips, which is not actually that many, so it will not be a very long whip parade, which is why I can combine it with a floss tube. I just don't have that many whips. But if you want to see what they are, then I hope you'll tune in next week, and I will see you then. So once again, thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful weekend. Please take good care of yourselves and have a good one. Bye.